am uploading right here a money-making guide with a combination of gun running, import, export, and CEO jobs. And I'm going to show you guys how you can do these all in order together. So what you're going to want to make sure you buy full supplies the second you go online for your bunker and have it upgraded. It's going to take 7 full batches of supplies in order to produce. And while this is producing, you're going to be doing other things. So while your bunker has full supplies, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to CEO challenges and do point to point and make the marker, make it kind of close to the circle, like right next to it. Don't make it too far because it doesn't increase the pay. It doesn't matter, it's always the same. And just go to do it. And this strategy is best done with two people. You could add another person if you want to it, but I thought it was really smooth doing it with 2 people. So right here we go, we get $10,000. And what you're going to do is just split this with your buddy because you're going to need one other person to do this. So split it with organization right here. You each get around $5,000 for that job. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next thing. Okay, so right here we finished Sightseer, and look at how much money we're already up to. So buy full supplies in the bunker, make sure the bunker upgrades point to point, then Sightseer. Then right after this, you're going to want to go to your office. So go to your office right after you finish the point to point and the Sightseer. Get there as quickly as you can. Okay, so right when you get into the office, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to source a vehicle. Now, I don't really care what vehicle it is, if it's the low end, if it's the medium end, or if it's the high end. I don't care because I can't afford to waste time and blow up a car because I'm doing this with a friend also, and my friend doesn't want his time wasted. He wants to make money. So whatever the car is, just go and get the car, whether it's a low end car, a medium car, or a top range car. Doesn't matter what kind of car it is, just go and get it. And if you have a cargo bob, here's a little tip: you can just get that cargo bob right here. It's only costs $200, and you can just fly it out. In certain situations, the cargo bob is going to be faster than driving the car. In certain situations, the car is going to be faster than the cargo bob, but I always like to take the cargo bob just in case. So let me get over to the car right now. Okay, so now that the car is delivered, okay, what we're going to want to do is point to point should be right around there. It should be right around ready. So let me just check that really quick right here. Okay, so point to point is ready. Mark it like right outside the circle again, and just get there as quickly as you can. Okay, so here we go. We hit it. Another 10 grand, but we're gonna split it with our friend right here, so it's even. So we got a $5,000 for that small little activity really quickly. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do now is you're gonna want to wait like a few seconds until the job refreshes, because you can't do CEO jobs for like a few seconds right after you do a challenge or another job. And what you're gonna want to do now is you're gonna want to start the job called haulage. That's the one I like to do. So start up haulage. And then if you have a phantom wedge, this is going to make this job so much easier now. So much easier. If you have a personal vehicle, make sure you ditch it before you get near the trailer. And then just spawn your phantom wedge. And you can just literally plow through traffic. And it's so much faster, 2 times more faster than the regular truck. And I would recommend your friend do this on this one. If you are the CEO, don't do this one. Have your friend do this one. You're gonna see in a second why. Okay, so he delivered the truck, and let's get paid right here now. And what you're gonna want to do is make sure you use a stopwatch, and every 48 minutes you are going to want to sell a car. Make sure you sell a nice car, because you can sell a car only every 48 minutes. And make sure you just get near a paint and spray when like a job is ending, and you can just drive in and just sell it. In case this car right here, this model, this sedan, this one is worth $8,000, I believe, and it's one of the more expensive cars that you can take. So make sure you just have a stopwatch on you ready every 48 minutes. Make sure you sell a car, and we're not just going to use a stopwatch just to sell cars. We're going to use it for one other thing. I'm going to explain a little bit later. Okay, so let's sell the car right now, and we should be getting around $8,000. Okay, now let's start up a quick Sightseer again. That should be refreshed. And yes, it is. Okay, let's do Sightseer. Okay, so we are now approaching the end of the Sightseer right here. Remember, the presser makes this job so much more easier, and it's actually kind of fun because you have to glide around the map with it. Okay, so let's get back on the bike, and now we are going to want to do a point-to-point again. And make sure, guys, keep an eye on that stopwatch so you can check every 48 minutes when it's ready to sell another car. So let's do point to point, and now we're going to be heading back to the office. And make sure when you mark point to point, mark it towards the direction of the office so you can already get a head start there, and you can get the credit for this also as well. So let's do that right now. Point to point. Okay, we're going to mark it closer to the office, this direction, okay, here. Okay, let's just hit it really quickly. And there we go. Okay. And again, to split this with your friend, $5,000 again. Okay. Now let's head back to the office. Same plan again. Buy a car now. We're gonna go in, regardless of what kind of car it is. We're gonna get it really quick because we don't want to waste time. And also make sure you check for collections. Okay, so let's get this car. And again, we can spawn a quick cargo bob right here and just leave through that. Okay, so we pretty much got the car. This one was easy with the cargo bob to get. And we just drop it right in here, and there's a little cutscene for that. Okay, now you're going to want to start another haulage. So go to the haulage location really quick. And the reason you see me ditching my personal vehicle is just so I can spawn a phantom wedge here. So make sure you don't drive over here for a personal vehicle just so you can quickly spawn the phantom wedge. Have your friend do it again so you can get ready to start the next one because your friends are going to have to drive all the way up north to Sandy Shores or possibly... Okay, so now he's going to deliver it right here and we're going to get ready for the next job. And we are now going to hit Sightseer in here. So let's start Sightseer. It should be refreshed and it should be ready right now. Okay, so now we're going to be picking up the package, and we're making a pretty decent amount of money. We're going for around 250 to 300k per hour right now with this strategy. And you're going to see where the extra funds is going to jump from in a second with the cars. Okay, so we got that. Let's get ready for the next job right here. Okay, let's start point to point again. And mark it really close to the circle again just so it's easy to hit. And mark it in an area you know will be easy to hit with your helicopter. And let's go. Okay, and we hit it. Okay, and to split it with your friend again. Another 5 grand. Okay, and now we're just gonna want to go inside the car business itself. So let's go into the garage. Okay. So now, now we sit down, and we get rid of those 2 cars that we brought in. You remember earlier? And this is where the import-export part comes in, where we just keep repeating and rinsing the cycle. And make sure check if the cars are part of a collection. If the cars are part of a collection, do not sell them unless you get the collection itself. It'll be worth it in the end. If the car is part of the collection, then just go get it. Then just go back to doing the jobs, and then just go get another car in between. But in this case, they were not part of the collection. So I'm just gonna find the 2 cars right here, and we're gonna sell them. And if you have more people in your CEO, and you could be grinding with these cars. You could be grinding with 4 cars in between these jobs. And there's a 30-minute cooldown on these, I believe 45-minute cooldown when you sell this. So make sure that in between you are going to be doing you're going to be doing a lot of jobs, but make sure you keep your stopwatch on and take a look at when these businesses are ready, when this car business is ready to source another vehicle, because I believe sourcing another vehicle also resets the timer. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So we're going to want to choose the expensive sale and just upgrade the cars and then just take them to the drop off really quick.
As usual, someone.
Okay, so right here now we are delivering the 2 cars, and this should get me extra 100 grand. I had to pay 20 grand to sell these, so 80 grand profit in here. And this profit is going straight into my bank account. You guys aren't going to see it with cash, so it's going straight into my bank account, but it's there. Plus 80 grand and plus the 20 grand that we invested, we got back. So, okay, so now we are going to start. We are going to start a haulage. Okay, and we are just going back to the cycle that we were going for before. And right here, the trailer is delivered. And we are just going to get ready for the next job. And we are going to do a point-to-point really quickly. Okay, so Sightseer is already refreshed. We don't even have to wait for it. Let's go do it. Let's go get it. Okay, so right here we are completing the Sightseer again. And okay, we're definitely making between 250 and 300k per hour with the strategy. Okay, let's move on now. Again, make sure you check your stopwatch every 48 minutes so that you can sell a car. I have another car here. It's in a minute or two. My thing is going to be ready, but make sure you check. Okay, so now let's skip to the gun business. And you are going to want to keep your stopwatch on you for another task also. At around 2 hours and 20 minutes exactly, I believe, that is when a full batch of supplies will be created. Because a full batch of supplies will create up to 140 grand in guns. And it creates $7,000 worth of product every 7 minutes if you have all the upgrades. So check back in 2 hours and 20 minutes and just buy another batch of full supplies. And you're going to want to do this 5 times, so you're going to want to buy supplies 5. The profit that you're going to make at the end is going to be worth it, so don't worry about the buying supplies tearing into your profits. So as you guys can see right here, I'm selling in a full lobby, a huge lobby right here. There's around 30 players in here right now. And the guns are going to be unloaded, and I'm going to be making a 1% bonus, $10,000 per extra player. So remember, I was supposed to get $1,050,000. I just got $1,300,000. So you see, with this strategy, you can definitely grind 250 to 300k per hour, like I was doing. And then at the end, selling your bunker for that day, as long as you keep buying full supplies, you can make millions in a day doing this strategy if you just keep grinding it this way. Let's do a little calculation right now and just see how much we would get if we grinded for 11 hours. Okay, so let's look. Buying full supplies is $75,000. They're going to take 2 hours and 20 minutes each to produce, and we're going to be buying them 5 times. Because these missions in between are going to screw us over, so it's better just to buy the supplies and have that produced while we're doing our import-export and our CEO stuff. So that's going to cost us 350k to fill up the bunker completely. And with the CEO work plus the import-export, that'll give us between 250 and 300k per hour, as you guys saw. And since the bunker takes 11 hours to produce, let's times that by 11, and let's say that we're multiplying it by 300,000, the max that we're making. So that would get us $3,300,000 if we played for 11 hours straight. And we add that to the full bunker, $1,050,000 by default, and $1,300,000 in the full lobby. And let's take it with the full lobby, we would get $4,600,000 for the day. And subtract that from 350,000, the amount we put into the supplies, we still get a profit of $4,250,000. So this is another great strategy that you guys can make money. While I personally, I think that the best way to make a ton of money would be to fill up all of the biker businesses. This was another, and then do CEO work in between. This was another strategy that I wanted to put in for you guys, for people that like import export, because people asked me to combine import export with gun running to see what I could come up with, because since it's another CEO business technically that you can do, and this is what I got. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Sorry this took so long to upload. I had to edit a bunch of parts out and in, and I wanted to really get straight to the point, and I tried to shorten this video as much as possible. Sorry that it was kind of long, but I tried as hard as possible to shorten it. So I guess that's that for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.